college bubble is bursting. Good riddance. I agree with that sentiment. A college degree used to be a reliable passport to a better paying career. To employers, it signaled a level of knowledge and intellectual skills not shared by someone without a degree. That's why students and parents have been willing to pay increasingly higher tuition, taking out student loans and second mortgages before the graduates earn a dime. All right, here's the important thing to remember here. Back when degrees were worth something, it was a matter of supply and demand. Like when only 1% of the population has a degree and the degree is perceived as having some value, oh yeah, like that 1% is going to be set for life. What happens though when college just becomes the next high school? Where a college degree is like a high school diploma. It's nothing special. It's just something you're expected to have. Oh, right. You just devalued the shit out of it, didn't you? But what if employers lose trust in a college degree? Good question. What if? A recent study finds that employers now believe colleges are not providing value. According to a Freedom Economy Index, a joint project of job recruiting service Red Balloon and Public Square, an overwhelming 91% of the 70,000 small businesses they surveyed said colleges are not graduating students with relevant skills that today's business community needs. What do you mean? You don't need disruptive activists among your workforce? Come on, man. 2/3 strongly disagreed with the notion that colleges are teaching relevant skills. Oh, dude, I know so many people in real life that share my views on this. Like I had a guy like flat out telling, and he's a team lead, like in an engineering team lead at a big company. And he flat out said he's been fighting with management to remove the degree requirement for job postings when he wants more people for his team, because he flat out said, I would rather just hire somebody fresh out of high school and train them to do the job correctly, like fresh, than hire someone out of college and spent years fighting them because they refuse to do things the way I want them to do them. Like, yeah, I fucking sympathize with that. Yeah, even if colleges are teaching skills, they're teaching things that you don't want and actively have to train them out of in the future. Indeed, many employers now see college degrees as a negative rather than a positive. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people like my friend I just mentioned where the only reason they still hire college graduates is because they're forced to. Like HR forces them to do that. As soon as HR gets out of the way, they're going to be they're not going to be visiting college career fairs. They're going to be going to fucking high school career fairs. And when surveyed asked employers if they were more or less likely to consider a job seeker with a 4-year degree from a major university or college, employers were 4 times more likely to answer in the negative, 41%, than the affirmative, 10%. God damn. One additional 42% said it made no difference. Amazingly, almost 20 times as many employers said they were strongly less likely to hire the applicant with a college degree than strongly more likely. And that's why, like, I'm thankful that I graduated college a long time ago, because like I've always told people, once you get your first job in your chosen industry, your degree is worthless at that point. Your degree doesn't matter. All that matters is your prior work experience once you have that first job. So thankfully I can, like, if anyone had second doubts, I can say, first off, I went to college before it got infested with the woke shit. It was there, but nowhere near as bad as now. And second off, I have, well over a decade of previous work history that could back up my claims. So there you go. But if you were a fresh college graduate coming out into this economy, I feel for you, man. It's going to be rough. Why? One respondent complained that college graduates typically have an incompatible ideology with my business culture. Yeah, because they've been trained to be disruptive activists. They don't want to work at your company to do work. They want to use your company as a platform for their activism. And if you don't let them, we got a problem. College students indoctrinated in intersectionality and critical gender studies who are trained to spot microaggressions every mundane interaction do not, it seems, make sought after employees. Yeah, they are commonly known in the business world as HR ticking time bombs. And if you see any red flags that you're dealing with an HR ticking time bomb, you immediately disengage. Sometimes, unfortunately, they're able to keep it hidden until after you hired them. And once you hire them, it's a lot more difficult to get rid of them than it is to not hire them in the first place. But any sign of an HR ticking time bomb, just go disengage immediately. Have nothing to do with them. The woke ideological orthodoxy on campus isn't doing students any favors. Colleges are once regarded as places where students critically assessed a wide variety of viewpoints, but employers no longer see them that way because they're not that anymore. When asked whether colleges are fostering free speech and debate, thereby graduating students capable of debating ideas and using critical thinking, a whopping 97% disagree. Look, 97% of 70,000 small businesses. Like, it's not like they asked 100 people in a far right group and 97% then no, dude, this is 70,000 small businesses across the country. Be scared, man, if you're relying on college. Employers aren't just complaining about lack of value in a college degree, they're eliminating it as a requirement for many entry-level jobs. Good. Look, what would you guys prefer? An entry-level job that just requires graduating from high school and a willingness and ability to learn? Or an entry-level job that requires 5 years of experience in the job you're trying to get? Entry level. At college, as you take general ed courses that are not necessary for jobs. Yeah, they do that on purpose to milk more money out of you. But no, the whole point is like college, the selling point of college to employers was, oh, are you sick and tired of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes months, if not years of time training your employees before they could become useful and start making you money? How about you just hire a college grad? We did most of the training for you. And now they're finding out that not only was that a lie, but these grads have been sabotaged. So it takes twice as long to train them as before. Because before you could train them in good habits, you got to train the bad habits out of them first. Congratulations. Colleges just played themselves. Companies such as Accenture, Bank of America, Google, IBM, and Walmart no longer require college degrees for hundreds of different positions. A report from the Burning Glass Institute last year predicted an additional 1.4 million jobs could open to workers without college degrees over the next 5 years. Meanwhile, 12 states no longer require a bachelor's degree for most government jobs. Well, given the intelligence of most government officials, it's not like you'd be losing anything regardless. Now, other employers are moving rapidly to eliminate degree requirements. According to a recent intelligence survey, 95% of respondents say their companies currently require bachelor's degrees on at least some roles. In current year, however, 45% of those companies plan to eliminate the bachelor's degree requirements for some positions. And once they see a massive improvement in those positions, they're going to do it with all of them, man. And if these employers were mistaken, college degrees did actually signal workplace value, then they would see the first movers reversing course and reinstituting degree requirements. Instead, the opposite is happening. Businesses that have already shed some of their degree requirements are shedding even more. Among the more than half of employers who dropped some degree requirements in current year minus one, 73% they plan to eliminate more in current year. Yeah, that's a good point. If these businesses saw that eliminating the degree requirement led to them losing money, they would have reversed that like before you could blink. But the fact that they're expanding the program, it must be a success. Fuck, man, imagine paying overinflated tuition prices, getting six figures in debt, only to by the time you get out of college see all the employers removing degree requirements anyway. You're effectively unhireable at that point because you're going to want a higher salary because you have a degree and debt to pay off. In that case, they'd rather just give your job to that high school graduate that is willing to work for a third what you'd be willing to and do better work. And employers see value in institutions that foster diversity of thought, inculate critical thinking, and impart useful skills, but not in campuses that leave students with a rigid and extreme ideology. So that's why colleges are on the decline. If a college degree is no longer an automatic passport to a better employment, then colleges will have a very hard time persuading students and their parents to pay increasingly exorbitant tuition. We'll have to wait maybe one or two more generations, I think, because unfortunately, the boomers are still stuck in the college mentality. Oh, if you want to be successful in life, you have to go to college. So that's going to have to change. And when college students are more likely to come home with new pronouns than new marketable skills, how long will it be before parents refuse to shell out 5 or 6 figures on a traditional college degree? And why would students take on significant debt to make themselves less employable, especially when they can access the same jobs without delaying their earnings for 4 to 6 years? That's the big question. Not only are you saving money, you're saving time. Imagine starting your career 4 to 6 years earlier. Where would you be with 4 to 6 extra years of additional promotions and raises? You'd be way better off. Now, these are questions college presidents and administrators should be asking themselves. Well, they better ask now, because if they wait too long, they're going to be asking, why am I unemployed all of a sudden? This makes no sense.